concern. We're now having a subject that is so critical to public health. We've had cholera that has killed tens of people. Now, hundreds of people have also been killed across the sub-region in West Africa of Ebola. Do you think that initially, let's say over the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, or before the commencement of the last 4 or 5 weeks, you got that very action and that very vibe from, let's say, the health service and the Ministry of Health and the entire leadership that this was a country that was up for it, as far as making the precautions known to the public in readiness for Ebola?
Yes, thank you. But with your kind permission, if I may...
You wanted to make a comment.
Just to make a comment, because I think that is very important. You see, the sentiments that my brother has just expressed about the kind of discipline of the military regime that is necessary at this time. We've been hearing quite a bit of it, and for me it's very disturbing. Yes, things are not going right, but I'm one of those who are dead against military regimes. I have been doing business with much of the work I do is with multinational regime. No, when I say military regime,
it says discipline.
No.
And there's a difference.
No. I think it's important that I answer his question for him. You see, when I said military regime, I was talking about military, not regime as in government, but the regimentation regime of military life. That's what I was referring to. I am not at all. Okay. So thank you for that. You know, there are companies which have a strict regulation with regard to giving gifts to their staff. Look, the regime is so strict that, and the way they police it is such, that you are very careful when you give a gift to the person. One of them had an outdooring, and all the receipts, all the listens he got, he only took checks. Oh, please, you just make it a check. He'll pay it into his account. You see, he didn't want any cash. Because, and everybody knows that, oh, this man is already earning so much money, but when you go to his child's outdoor, you give him a check for 100 Ghana cedis. You know what I'm saying? Because there's that culture among them. You are not going to stand there and show off with 500, 1,000 cedis in a wad cash and give it to him. Because the culture that they grew up in that organization, it is prohibitive, it is unacceptable. That can be maintained in a democratic dispensation without us going the military style. You see, the problem we have had is the military. And you see, when we went back into those days when we had the military, the difficulty was that rather led to a lot of the indiscipline we have today. So it is better for us to build the structures and the principles and the cultures in the system that will encourage us to do the right thing, rather than wanting to go that way. So I think that's just the point to me. With regard to the Ebola, it is very worrying, scary to think that, and I'm very...
But the health service, we shouldn't get worried, though. I was just asking whether you feel that what you see around you gives you that sort of confidence.
Well, I know the authorities have spoken a lot about what they are doing. Yesterday, I heard some very disturbing news about a possible situation that had occurred in one of the hospitals not too far from Accra. I pray that this one too turns out to be another false alarm. But the nurse who was being interviewed was very worried that because of the way they handled the patients, even when the patient was being treated, the facility, what they use, the gloves, etc., nose masks that they use, they know is inadequate. So she's worried for herself and the family who brought the patient, that if this happens to be. So that alone is a very clear indication that yes, the government is speaking a lot, saying a lot about what it is doing and what it is trying to do, but in reality on the ground, what exists is woefully inadequate. Liberia, just a few months ago, was where we are today. Unfortunately, they did not take it as seriously as we are taking it here. And some patients made the terrible mistake of wanting to go and treat their ailment at prayer camps. And that is what has worsened the situation. They went to prayer camps, and so everybody is touching the person, and you know, it was terrible. So I think we should learn from these mistakes. I pray that I know that a lot of the things that are going on are totally inadequate. The airport, I think they should improve the efforts that are in place at the airport.
Even internally?
Oh, yes. We have major challenges. Look, we have cholera outbreak. And I'm not hearing the urgency being applied to cholera. I heard the Vice President give the AMA orders And
and actually they've cleared the refuse in those.
Oh, they've cleared some of the refuse. But refuse is, oh please.
But because it's an ongoing.
It's ongoing. So I acknowledge that. But we don't need the Vice President to come and give a deadline before refuse is cleared for the job that somebody is being paid to do. I have always talked about how I have never understood when the AMA man, the mayor, was directing traffic. Meanwhile, the landfill site of Accra is full. And then he says, well, the place is full, we are looking for a place. You knew 5 years ago that the place was going to be full. What were you doing then?
So decisive action.
Decisive action. And what you plan. You fail by failing to plan. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So you just have to put things in. You don't wait when the problem comes and you make fanfare that this is what you are doing to solve the problem. That for me is failure. So it is important that, yes, they are saying all the right things, but we need to see a bit more action. Our health personnel, they are the frontline fighters of this disease. And we have to hope and pray that they'll give them all the necessary support so that, touch wood, if it comes here, we pray it never does, but, you know.
Yeah, before I come to the Ebola issue,
you want to talk about
the discipline.
Yeah.
I'm very disturbed about the level of indiscipline.
I agree.
Everybody is, I guess.
We all do.
It's like
everybody
a sickness to all of us who want discipline.
But the military is not the answer.
Please, let me tell you, some people are, excuse me to say, some people, I don't know what the word is, but some people need a military discipline. Look, let me Philip, it is not about the indiscipline that we have. I've heard a lot of commentators saying that the indiscipline we have now is as a result of the military regime. It's not true.
No,
it is not you, not even you. It is not true. My brother, there are excesses in every regime, be it democratic or even military.
Yeah.
And those were the excesses. It did not lead to indiscipline. When we, public officers, before the military regime, who dare you get up and go to work at 7 o'clock? You won't go to work at 7 o'clock. The military officer won't say anything. Even there are military people on the road, and they do not even say, just standing there. The truck trucks will not park carelessly on our roads.
But that's not the answer. The point is that if there's because
let me say, get this thing. You know all those who are indisciplined in this country and who drive carelessly. Pick them from here to London, drop them at the airport.
Because the system works.
Yes.
There's enforcement.
Yes.
So if we make sure in our society there's enforcement,
give them banana to eat and tell them to throw the
because if we make sure there's enforcement, the
take a careless driver.
Enforce.
Take a careless driver to London. Give him a car key with a nut. He won't jump traffic light. They won't do. Even take them to Togo. Togo here they won't do. Take them to Burkina. Take them, and the gendarme there will whistle and get them. They won't do it. We are in this part of the world that we think that everybody is arrogant, impudent, without regard to age or position, and the media has contributed to the indiscipline in this country.
But the media can also contribute to a disciplined society.
Yeah, the media invite people. They come and they say, is it Kamamin Kabi? So it is because Kamamin Kabi you bring people.
But I've invited you, and
let me start an example to you.
And this is what you're saying.
Let me start an example to you. Just yesterday, there was a publication that Nana Dakwa, the guy who accused Rollins of burning his whole house, has been arrested for alleged possession of weed. When that happened, members of parliament boycotted parliament in support of that guy.
He's not a subject of discussion. I think
no. I'm driving towards something. Right. I'm driving towards something. The MPP, when they got lawyers for him, and then he came out, they put powder and hailed him. Today he has been arrested for being allegedly arrested. He's at the court. Now, you see, the indiscipline is so much that we can use the whole year talking about it. But where is the solution? The solution is the problem. He talked about getting the structures, getting the writing. People have thrown them to the dogs. The Ebola virus, like London said, I think we are now, because of the experience of other countries that had Ebola earlier, we would be stupid, excuse me to say, as a country, if we sit there and allow the Ebola pandemic to engulf us. So I think government in its own, I heard the ministerial committee also put in place, met at the Flagstaff House, and came out with guidelines and policies to arrest the situation when it comes up. So currently, the government has put in 6 million Ghana cedis to ensure that we arrest the situation when it comes. But I think the issue is prevention is better than cure. I think the education is going, and the education has gone wide. The radio stations have picked it up, and we should continue.
Okay, I have to end now. As your man going about his activities, proud to the first round of cutting down the individuals who will contest?
Well, Alan is doing a lot of campaign with the delegates, and that's why you don't hear of him much.
So he's doing grassroots work?
Because fundamentally politics is grassroots work. And, you know, that is his...
He doesn't like...
No, giddy. Right. If you have a message, tell your message. Let those who need to know and know your message and deal with it. There has been a lot of heavy propaganda against him. A lot of false things have been said against him, many of which has gone down with the party. Now, as he's been engaging the delegates, a lot of people are shocked at some of the things. There are many things I myself, for example, have always wanted to say, but he has always said, look, my friend, don't go there. All because of purposes of party unity. So if certain things are being done against me personally, by virtue of where I stand with him, we just keep it to ourselves, you know. So that's, and the campaign is going very well.
And you two, you begin talking to your delegates because nothing has happened yet.
Yeah, I think we are doing the constituency elections from the regional and so on. So
then you come to national.
You know, come to national.
You have a long way.
Just let me cite one example about indiscipline. You will laugh. There was one day a driver misbehaved, so I had to personally get down. Then the patrol team just came and I handed it over. So we're going to the police. You've seen the crossroad, the traffic light by the National Theatre. When we got there, the lights was off. So a tractor driver parked the car, it was, and then got down, was urinating. I asked the guy why. I have to urinate. So he parked it.
That's pure indiscipline.
And he was just urinating in the middle of the road.
That's pure indiscipline.
So I was completely taken off, and I thought the police behind would have picked him up.
I've also seen an instance on the N1 where the driver opened the side of the door and was urinating close to the tire. So he was...
You can't do on N1 road.
All right, so my guests for the morning have been Philip London, an aide to Alan Tremantin. He's also a member of the MPP, and thanks for joining me, Mr. London. I hope to have you again sometime in the studio. Atabuade Timothy Awunterim has been a member of parliament before for Bolta. Now they've divided into Bolsa North and
South. You really know the place.
Yeah, so he wants to contest for the deputy national organizer of the NDC, and he's hoping that when he comes into office, you cut down on indiscipline in his party, more importantly, and bring in a lot of military regimentation in the way they do things in the NDC. Now,